Hello, my dear beloveds. Welcome back to another class. Today's theme is Sacral Chakra, or Svadhishthana, and it is your second chakra up your spinal column. It's located right below your navel, and it is an orange ball of energy that you can picture underneath your navel, located right here. A lot of times it's associated with the element of water, the moon, and some themes that are associated with it is creativity, connections, sexuality, emotions, senses, feelings. So all these very beautiful archetypes of connecting with the world in different ways is associated with your sacral chakra. So after your root, your physical form, your sense of foundation physically is associated with root. Then the next one up is your connections with yourself, the world around you, and how you feel things. So without further ado, roll out your mat, get in a comfortable seated position, Sukhasana or easy pose, cross-legged, and let's just get in some really good posture, aligning our spine, stacking our spinal column over each other, shining our chest, engaging our core, sucking in that navel to your spine, and then you can just calmly put your hands on your knees, or you can have them at Anjali Mudra, palms facing together at heart center. Or for this class, or sacral chakra class, you can put them on your navel, and they call this the Harar region in the yoga practice. So when you hear sacral chakra, navel, Harar, or Svadhishthana, which is a Sanskrit word for it, then that's kind of where you want to put them. So closing your eyes, and let's just check in with ourselves. And any time that you lose focus or you become distracted in today's class, just bring your attention and your awareness back to your sacral area, back to your Harar region or your navel. Just constantly using our breath to work through any emotions that arise. Our sacral chakra governs our emotions. And so if anything comes up, just simply let it pass, like if you were just breathing, and let it go. And using your breath to work through any sensations of discomfort or any sensations of emotions that arise. And we're going to be focusing on a lot of hip openers. Our hip is associated with sacral chakra as well, and there's a lot of emotion stored within our hips that they say. So again, without further ado, let's just start breathing. Inhale and exhale. A few more times. Open mouth inhales and open mouth exhales. Inhale and exhale. And let's activate our ocean's breath, or our Ujjayi warrior's breath. So sealing our lips, bringing the air through our nose. Inhale, keeping our lips sealed and pushing the air back out our nose. Squeezing that navel in. A few more times, sealing our lips. Inhale. And out through a constricted throat, back out our nose, like if you were fogging up a mirror underneath your nose, pushing it out. Kind of like the lapping of the ocean. Slowly the water receding. And the water coming back into the shore. Great job. Do this a few more times at your own pace. Great job. Now that we're connected, we're aware of our breath, we're aware of our sacral chakra region, let's get into our first pose of the class. Technically second after Sukhasana, but our first real pose to bring awareness to our hip region, and this is Balasana, or child's pose. So swinging your legs up behind you, your toes touching, your knees mat width apart. And then we're just going to slowly, with control, sinking our hips back onto our ankles. At the same time, we're going to walk our hands to the front of the mat, and then just sinking our chest and our shoulders into the earth, and just making any adjustments you feel is necessary for your Balasana or your child's pose. They say this pose is grounding, but then also very emotional, as we are activating and opening up our hips. And so, like I said earlier, our hips store a lot of emotion. So if anything arises, just simply observe it and take note, and do not make any judgments on what arises. And just know you're safe here in today's class, and everything that you're feeling is what the universe wants you to feel. And so this is just a great opportunity to see what's really inside you, and how you can make a deeper connection to your body and to your emotions and to your sacral chakra. So let's hold this for 4 to 5 more breaths. And finally, you can place your third eye onto the mat, or either or cheek. Whenever we inhale, let's create space in our back and our hips. Then every exhale, sinking a little deeper into our hips. Feel free to make any adjustments you feel is necessary to really sink deep into our sacral, activating it, pushing it closer to the earth. Using our breath, constantly working through any discomfort, any sensations or emotions that arise, knowing that you're a sacred and beautiful being, and that the universe wanted you to show up to my class today on YouTube. All right, one more breath here. And let's actually walk our hands to the right side of our body, the right side of our mat, opening up our left side body. If you're starting to get a little too sore for your legs and your hips, you can always readjust, come back at a child's pose, and just take a moment in neutral tabletop just to relax, or grab some water, take a breather. A few more breaths here on this side. Opening the left side of your body. And then let's walk our hands slowly back to the center. And on our next inhale, let's walk them all the way to the left, opening up our right side body. Breathing through that deep soreness in your legs, through that discomfort. Noticing what arises coming out of our sacred chakra, sacred center of emotion and life water. And slowly walking our hands back up to the center. And then let's peel our bodies off of the mat. And slowly, with control, pressing up off of our hips. Pulling our hips off of our ankles, and then walking our feet back to center. And let's find a neutral tabletop. Again, pressing all 10 fingers into the mat, rotating the eyes of our elbows to the front of the room, and untucking our toes, and having our legs parallel to the length of the mat. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. It's very simple, neutral tabletop, just easy, relaxing. And we're going to do some motions with our hips Opening them up. So let's make big circles with our hips. Going about 4 to 5 rotations in each direction. Again, bringing our attention and our awareness back to our sacral chakra. Using our breath to focus. Sending it light and love, and picture that orange ball of energy at our navel growing brighter and stronger with every rotation, with every breath. Becoming balanced. And go in the other direction if you haven't already. Maybe you can picture yourself like a swirling cup of water or a whirlpool. Just finding that fluidity, channeling that sacral water element, that life water that makes up most of our body and that covers our planet. Just channel that aqueous powers, channel that water element, opening up our sacral chakras, balancing ourselves. And then when you're ready, let's come back into a neutral tabletop position. Great job. And then when you're ready, let's tuck our toes. Let's send our hips up to Adho, Mukha, Fanasana, downward facing dog. First inverted yoga pose of the class. Anytime we do inversion yoga, it's when our heart is above our head. You want to just sink your shoulders, sink your chest into the earth. Let your head hang heavy, let gravity do all the work, pulling you closer down. You can create a generous bend in your knees. It's the first downward dog of the class. If you need to come all the way down like this, or if your hamstrings aren't tight and you're able to fully extend down, whatever's in your practice today. And you can pulse your legs, walk out your dog, just activating your hamstrings, activating your legs. And let's hold this for a few more breaths here. Doing great. And let's round out to high plank. Balasana. And then keeping your elbows tucked in, let's go from high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Continuing that journey down to the earth. Exhale. Nice job. And let's inhale, pushing up to a full upward facing dog. Extending those arms, pushing up off of the earth. And for full expression, zippering your legs, and you can bring your thighs off of the ground if that is in your practice today, or you can just simply, have your whole body on the ground. And I like to inflect my spine left and right really gently, just opening myself up. Great job. And then tucking our toes, sending our hips up to the sky for downward facing dog. And that right there is a full vinyasa. One of your most classic vinyasa flows. And let's do it again. So from downward facing dog, round out to high plank, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Great job. Now do it at your own pace and at your own flow. And meet back in downward facing dog. Great job. And then on your next inhale, let's walk our hands and our feet together for forward fold, Uttanasana. And you want to hinge at your hips here. So using gravity to let your head, neck, and shoulders hang heavy, releasing all tension. And you can give yourself a micro bend or a generous bend, either way. The point is to stretch out your lower back here. And so you don't want to feel pain. You just want to have a little bit of discomfort. Just a little soreness, opening yourself up. And look at your posture. Your feet and your toes aligned. Are they parallel to each other? And then just let yourself hang, releasing, letting go, letting it all wash back to the earth. You can grab opposite elbows for ragdoll and just swing side to side, opening up that lower back, activating those hamstrings. Again, if your hamstrings are tight, you can just, bend a little more. Or if you want that full stretch, you can get your legs straightened out, really hinging at the hips. You can put your hands underneath your feet, or you can go behind your ankles if you really, really want to get the full stretch. But anyways, release. Let's go to halfway lift. Inhale, flat back. Again, you want all 10 toes activated, pressed into the earth. Just lean a little bit more forward. And you either want your palms on your shins, avoiding pressure on your knees, or you can place them on your thighs here, whatever is in your practice today. Leaning a little more forward, inhale. And exhale, really trying to get that flat back. Great job. One more breath here, inhale. And exhale, release, forward fold, Uttanasana. And then slowly let's rise vertebrae by vertebrae, head, neck, and shoulders last, all the way up to mountain pose or Tadasana. And let's find our good standing posture here. So again, looking down at our feet, are they parallel to each other? Our toes and our heels in line. Activating our navel, sucking it into our spine, tucking in our hips, shining our heart. Relaxing all tension in our arms, leave them out to the side. And then you want your gaze neutral at the horizon in front of you. Great job. Just take a moment to check in with ourselves here. Just bringing our intention of the class back to the forefront of our mind, to our drizdi, they call it, or our mental focus. And we can do some affirmations here to strengthen our sacral chakra. So some of them are, and feel free to repeat after me. I am sacred. I am connected. I am pure. I am spiritual. I am sexual. And I am creative. Some more are, I have healthy connections with myself. I have healthy connections with the world around me. And I have healthy relationships. Great job. Let's inhale, upward salute, or Urdhva Hastasana. Arms parallel to each other, pinkies slightly inwards. Gaze up ahead, into the heavens. Really breathing into this, rising yourself a little bit higher. And exhale, cactusing your arms. Your slight back bend or your Padarangasana. You want your elbows 90 degrees. Squeezing those scapulae. Inhale, upward salute, Urdhva Hastasana. Great job. And let's exhale, forward fold, sending all the energy back down, letting it wash down to the earth, past your sacral, back down. Maybe picturing water below you, just running your hands through that sacred water. Great job. On our next inhale, let's bring that water up through our sacral, leaving it there, but continuing our hands all the way up. And let's exhale out to the sides. Let's do this a few more times. Inhale, bringing them up. Exhale out to the sides. Inhale, bringing that up. Exhale out to the sides. And then on our next inhale, let's go upward salute, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, cactusing our arms. Inhale, upward salute. Let's exhale, forward fold. Planting our palms for high plank. Phalangasana, making sure all 10 fingers are spread like starfish into the earth. Keeping our elbows tucked into the sides. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low plank, all the way down to the earth. Great job. And then inhale, upward facing dog, pushing up. And then let's meet back in downward facing dog, pushing our hips up into the air, tucking our toes. Melting our chest and our shoulders into the earth, letting our head, neck, and shoulders hang heavy. And notice the difference between this downward dog and the first one of the class. Maybe you can feel yourself being a little more open, a little more connected. Maybe some more emotions are arising. Just again, observe it. And work through it with your breath. Work through it with that sacral energy. And find a creative way to connect with it. And let's do one more Vinyasa flow at your own pace. Meet back in downward facing dog. And then let's forward fold Uttanasana, walking your hands and feet together. Releasing, hinging at the hips. Exhale. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up to Tadasana. Head, neck, and shoulders last, vertebrae by vertebrae. Great job. Yeah, let's take a moment here to grab some water, take a drink, take a break, maybe shake out your arms and your legs, make some micro movements you feel is necessary. I always say yoga is a personal practice, so you can always modify any of these poses that I show you, and feel free to flow how you want. So at any time, change them up, add adjustments, or you can follow the whole thing to a science and to the T. So let's get back into our Tadasana. Let's find that really good posture. Again, aligning our feet together, making sure they're parallel, slight bend in our knees, tucking in our hips, activating our core, sucking in that navel, bringing awareness, picturing that orange ball of energy at our navel, the Sacral Chakra, or Svadhishthana, theme of today's class, where our creativity, our spirituality, our connections are held here with our emotions. And then again, shining that chest up, relaxing all tension in our arms, keeping our gaze neutral ahead of us at the horizon. And strong mountains, and creative, connected mountains. Great job. You guys are doing great. I'm so proud of you. And let's just breathe. With every breath, we're a little more connected. Feeling a little bit more. Sensing our bodies, the world around us. Maybe sensing parts of our body we've never felt before. Arising these new sensations, these new feelings, these new emotions. Great job. And when you're ready, let's put our arms overhead, upward salute, Urdhva Hastasana. And then let's exhale, slight back bend, cactusing our arms, Padarangasana. Inhale, upward salute, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Send all that energy back down to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Flat back. And exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. This time planting our palms, high plank. Phalangasana. And then let's go high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana, elbows tucked in to our sides, exhaling all the way down, slow, controlled movements all the way down to the earth. Great job. Inhale, upward facing dog, shining that chest, pushing up with our arms. Full expression, zippering our legs, coming off of the earth, and just our ankles. Going to be touching for full expression. Ooh, excuse me. And then let's meet back in downward facing dog, tucking your toes, sending your hips up into the air. And let's start a warrior series. I think Sacral Chakra is a great chakra to activate and strengthen and balance with a good warrior series. So let's take that right leg in the air. And let's make circles. Keep our toes for drawing on the back of the room. Slow, controlled movements, going in both directions, about 3 or 4 circles. Just opening up our hips, activating that whole region. And then on our next inhale, let's bring that leg up a little higher. And then exhale, plant that foot in between your palms. And we're going to go into a runner's lunge. So drop that left knee down to the earth. Untuck that back left foot. And then you can come up off of your thigh. And you can have your arms on your side right here. And feel free to make any adjustments. You don't have to be in this awkward pose from your downward dog at any time. Just move around a little and find strength and stability. You really want yourself planted firmly in your runner's lunge, or your equestrian pose, they call this. Really feeling that stretch here in your hips, opening up. Let's exhale, lean a little forward into that stretch. Great job. And for full expression, arms overhead, inhale. A few cycles of breath here. And then we're going to push up to Warrior 1 or Balasana 1. So what we're going to do on our next exhale, we're going to tuck that foot in and push up with our back leg. And we want to rotate that ankle so it's 45 degrees to the short end of the mat. And then we want our knee, our front right knee, bent 90 degrees. I'm going to sink into that Warrior 1, keeping our arms parallel overhead. Hold this for about 3 breaths here. Opening up that hip, keeping your hips square to the front of the room, to the front of the mat. Inhale. Sink a little deeper into the stretch, finding strength in our breath, finding strength in our sacral chakra, being strong, sacred warriors of creativity, of sexuality, of spirit. One more breath here, you're doing great. And then we're going to open up to Warrior 2 or Vinyasa 2. Inhale, and then we're going to rotate to the left side of the room, also rotating that back left ankle so it's parallel with the short end of the mat. You want to try to keep your right knee still bent at 90 degrees. And then this time, we're going to have our hips to the left side of the room and our arms out parallel to the earth. And you want your gaze at your middle finger on your right hand in front of you. Inhale and exhale, sink deeper into our Warrior 2, Vinyasa 2. Great job. And sink a little deeper. And let's reverse our warrior. Sending that left arm behind us, right arm up to the sky, creating a long line of energy up our back. Shining that chest up, spiraling that arm open. Keeping our gaze up to the heavens. And let's exhale, sending that right arm back to the earth. Extended side angle, left arm up into the air. And if this is too intense, you can always keep your right elbow on your right thigh for extended side angle, just to give yourself a little support. You want to try to create a long line of energy up your body. And then exhale, extending that right leg. Keeping that stability and that strength for reverse triangle. So your legs are extended. Left arm on left thigh, right arm up into the sky, creating another long line of energy up that right side body. Inhale. And really stretching, creating space. And then exhale, cartwheeling your hands back down to the mat and sending that right leg back up into the sky for 3-legged dog. And let's counter stretch by opening up our right side body, scorpioning that dog. And then let's come back down to the earth, 3-legged dog. And then neutral tabletop. Let's take a break because it was really intense. And you're going to probably really feel that in your right hip if you haven't done this in a while. I did because I haven't been doing Warrior series for a few of my classes. So that was good. That was intense. And a lot of emotions did arise, but I was just trying to focus on my breath and on my pose as we flowed through that. Great job. You guys are doing great. Just going to do the left side Warrior series. Do one more hip opener and then like our final sequence before our final relaxation. Yeah, class is almost over. You guys are doing really good. Good job. So coming out of our neutral tabletop, let's push up to downward facing dog again, Adho, Mukha, Fanasana, spreading all 10 fingers pressed into the earth, giving us support, tucking our toes into the earth, again, pushing our hips up into the air. And then this time, let's bring our left leg into the air. Great job, 3-legged dog. And let's make circles with that left leg. 3 or 4 in each direction. Like if our toe was a pen, you were drawing on the back side of the room. And the other way. Great job. Inhale, bring it all the way up. And then exhale, planting that foot in between our palms. And we're going to do runner's lunge on this side. So dropping that right knee, untucking that right foot. And then we're going to slowly bring our chest into the air, off of that thigh. And again, feel free to make any adjustments, widening your stance, readjusting your legs. Left knee on a 90-degree bend. And then you can either have your arms on the side, relaxing on that thigh, or up into the sky. Inhale, arms overhead, keeping them parallel. And then exhale, let's sink a little deeper into that left leg. Really opening up those hips. One more here, inhale. And exhale, sinking deep into it. Great job. Coming back up to more neutral. And then we're going to push up to warrior 1. So taking that right leg, that right back ankle, tucking into the earth. And exhale, push up to warrior 1. And you want that back right foot, 45-degree angle. Left knee, 90-degree bend. You can widen your stance for stability, and then keeping your hips square to the front of the room, arms overhead parallel, and exhale, sinking deeper into our warrior 1 or Balasana 1. Great job. One more breath here, inhale, lengthen and lift, and then exhale, sink deeper to warrior 1. Finding strength in our breath and our sacral chakra. And on the next inhale, let's open up to warrior 2, Balasana 2. So rotating that back right foot so it's parallel to the short end of the mat. And then keeping our arms parallel to the earth, hips open to the right side of the room, the mat. And then let's just sink deeper into that left leg. Exhale. Great job widening your stance for stability if needed. And then looking at that middle finger and your left hand in front of you. Finding strength in our warrior 2. Great job. One more here. And then let's exhale, reversing our warrior, sending that left arm into the sky, right arm behind our back, creating a long line of energy up our left side body. Great job. One more breath here, inhale. And then exhale, extended side angle, sending that left hand down to the earth. Right arm up to the sky, creating a long line of energy up your right side body now. And if this is too intense, you can always go left elbow to left thigh. Just to give yourself a little more support. Whatever's in your practice today, whatever you're feeling. One more breath here, inhale. And exhale, let's go to reverse triangle, extending that front leg, right hand, right thigh, left hand into the sky. A long line of energy up our left side body. And spiraling that arm out, opening that chest up to the heavens, shining your third eye. Breathing, connecting, finding that sacred power in our warrior series. And then exhale, let's cartwheel our hands back down on the mat. Send that left leg up into the air, three-legged dog. And then for our counter stretch, scorpioning that dog, bringing that leg across our body for a breath or two. And then exhale, back down to the earth. Let's come to a neutral tabletop. Great job. Good job. Wow. Again, breathing. Breathing through the discomfort, breathing through any sensations that arise. And then let's exhale. Let's come back down into child's pose. So let's put our toes touching, widening our knees to mat width, slowly bringing them back, and walking our hands to the front. And notice the difference between this child's pose and the first one of the class. Maybe you feel a little more open, a little more stretched out, a little less sore, maybe a little more emotional. You know, if you got tears coming, let them out. Just release it. It's just you in your room practicing. This is the perfect time to cry your face out. And then finally bringing your third eye to the mat or your cheek, either one. We'll hold this for a few cycles of breath. Just reconnecting with our sacral, reopening up our hips. And then on our next breath, peeling our third eye off of the mat, walking our hands back up to our body, pulling our hips off of our ankles, and coming back into a neutral tabletop position. Great job. And now we're going to do Balasana. It's pretty much like a squat. So let's get into a squat position here. You can either be on your toes like this, or you can have your full flat foot onto the earth, whatever is in your practice today. And I like to put my triceps against my knees right here. And let's take our hands and put them at heart center, Anjali Mudra. And you can use your triceps and your arms to push against your legs and your legs to push against your arms. It's going to really activate this whole part of your leg system. And then try to have your spine as erect as possible. I know this is a challenging pose, but really try to make the most of it. And try to keep your feet as symmetrical as possible in your body, if you can. Make any adjustments you feel is necessary. A few more breaths here in our Balasana or our squat. Great job. You're doing amazing. And then we're going to push up to star or Tadasana. So exhale, pushing up to star, extending that arms out. And then inhale, coming back down to squat. Great job. Exhale, pushing up. And then inhale, back down to squat. And do this a few more times at your own pace. As fast or as slow as you want. From Balasana to Tadasana. Balasana squat, Tadasana star. Balasana squat, Tadasana star. Exhale, pushing up. And then come back into squat. And then let's go right back on our butt. And we get ready for happy baby. We're going to do ball and then our final relaxation. So getting back onto our back, putting our legs up into the air, hands to meet the ankles, and then just push those legs into your body for happy baby. And just roll around. Make any movements feels necessary for these final stretches, really opening up those hips, finding strength in the vulnerability of being so open, so exposed. Great job. And then bringing your legs together, hugging those legs, pulling them into your chest for ball. Just taking a few breaths here, really squeezing yourself in together, compacting yourself like an orange ball, like if you were that sacral chakra yourself, picturing it at your navel. Orange ball of energy. And then exhale, fully release to Savasana or corpse pose. For our final relaxation, letting go, releasing all tension in our legs, in our body, in our arms, making any adjustments you feel is necessary for your final relaxation. And then again, letting your head, neck and shoulders relax back, closing your eyes, and listening to the sound of my voice as I guide you through our final relaxation, our final sacral chakra healing. And let's just bring our awareness back to our breath. But this time not modifying it in any way, just simply observing its natural inhales and its natural exhales. Maybe picturing yourself in some sort of body of water, a river or a stream or a pond or a lake, maybe the ocean itself, on the shore, deep in the deepest parts of the ocean. And let's just be one with that sacred water, unifying, purifying, letting it wash over our body with every breath. Breathing that into our cells, letting the beautiful sacred water molecules help clean, help purify our cells. And exhaling anything that no longer serves us, our new aqueous form. Just losing all sensations of a physical body, being one with the water all around us. Every inhale, we dissolve our bodies. Every exhale, we dissolve our minds into the water, to the deep, relaxing, sacred nature of our Sacral Chakra, our Svadhishthana. Picturing that orange ball of energy at our navel, and this time the brightest it's ever been, the juiciest, most liquid form that you can ever picture your Sacral Chakra to be. Every breath it grows stronger and brighter, opening up, expanding like a water balloon. And exhale, contracting just slightly, squeezing out that juice, letting that water permeate your body, letting it heal the rest of your form. Inhale, bringing that white light energy into your sacral, fortifying, strengthening, balancing. And exhale, releasing, letting it get washed away, letting yourself be purified and cleansed by that sacred water. A few more breaths here. Just really giving yourself the love you deserve, the sacred connectivity, the spirituality, the sexuality that you deserve. Giving yourself that time, that connection. We all deserve as sacred, sentient beings of light, of love, of water, of happiness, of emotion. And breathe that in. And let it all go. Just knowing that you're protected and that you're nurtured by the sacred, feminine energy, by the moon herself reflecting that beautiful light upon you. That you're cared for, that you're loved for, that you're supported, that your emotions are valid, that every sensation you've ever felt, that you feel now, and that you will ever feel is exactly what you need. No judgments, simply observing, bringing life with every breath, with every drop of water you drink. Breathe that into your sacral. Then on your next breath, just picture yourself floating back up to the surface of the water, coming back to the light, coming back to solid ground. Every inhale, we rebuild our body in its physical form. And every exhale, we rebuild our mind to its most perfect, brilliant form. Every inhale, we rebuild our body with those beautiful water molecules, sacred geometry. And every exhale, we rebuild our minds with the emotion, the creativity, with the sexuality that our spirit deserves. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Let's wiggle our toes, wiggle our fingers, bringing movement back into our body. Our next breath, maybe moving our legs and arms a little more. Maybe stretching our arms overhead and yawning. Full body stretch like it's the first time you woke up today. Once you've reawakened this new form of yourself, let's roll over to one side for fetal position, using your bicep as a pillow, curling up, coming out of the womb, being reborn into this new sense of self, dying to our old self, being rebirthed as a new being of love, of creativity, of connections, feeling a little deeper your sense of self today, and what you have to do in life, and know that the universe is always here for you, whatever form that may be, whatever volume of emotion comes at you, knowing it's all perfect, and that you're perfect with it, and that you can be aqueous and flow like water through any situation in life, any sensation of pain, any really intense emotion, whether it's negative, positive, good, happy, sad, or bad. Just let it wash over you. Release it. Because you deserve to be fluid. Because you are water. You are sacred. And so, being rebirthed when you're ready, and only when you're ready. Coming back up from fetal position, pushing up with your hands out of fetal, up to seated pose, or Sukhasana. Aligning our spine. Finding really good posture, this new sense of self. And opening up our eyes, letting all the sensation in this creative world that we live in into your body, into your sacral. And exhale. And the ancient tradition of yoga that's been practiced for thousands of years before you and I were conceived. May the light, the love, the water in me be that same light and love and water in you. Namaste. Have an incredibly blessed day. And forever know that you are sacred. And you are loved and supported. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day. I love you. Smile. Because you showed up to my class and the universe loves you.